Hello and welcome to the Melonenkakken workshop. Today we have a special guest here. It's something really cool I've been working on. My own design of a high-performing precision truck that's made to be durable. So let's take this truck apart and I'll show you its features. Because it's not just a normal RKP truck that you can get from many companies. So let's start by removing the nut from the kingpin. Okay. Yeah. And we'll start by taking a look at the hanger and the bushing. This is a double spherical truck, and normally what you need to have when you have a circle in the hanger is a recess in the bushing. But these bushings don't have a recess, and they don't need a recess because you have in here something I call a distance spacer. And these make sure you don't have to recess your bushing. And with that you can get a lot more performance out of the bushing because you're not damaging the bushing from the beginning. Let's continue with the next step. Let's take out the kingpin. And that's already the great part. Look at how easy it is to remove the kingpin. And there's no real slop. Kingpin fits tightly. It just has the right fitting and it's easy to remove and easy to insert. So let's take out the hanger. Then the hanger here. And take out the bushing. How much have I skated on this truck? I think about 2,500 kilometers. I've skated on it some major competitions. The UK Ultra, finished first with it. The Flaming Ronde, finished second. And the Breda Marathon, and finished second as well. For example, Kenton, he finished first on all of these competitions. Marvin, and he finished second on the Flaming Ronde on this truck. It has already been doing really great performances. And 2,500 kilometers. It still skates like on the first day. And why is that? That's because of the pivot. This pivot, now a little bit greasy, is a steel pivot. And it's a special kind of steel. Usually what you have with these pivots, they are machined out of aluminum and they are part of the hanger. This is a way to reduce machining costs because you have just one block that you have to manufacture. You don't have to additionally manufacture steel pivots. And these aluminum pivots, they wear down really quickly. So I could notice a difference after 400 kilometers. Generally I had to buy a new truck every year. And I was kind of annoyed by that. It just goes in a waste bin at the end. That's why I wanted to design my own truck in the first place. I wanted to have a durable truck with an exchangeable pivot. This truck has a very durable pivot. I don't feel any slop after 2,500 kilometers. It still skates like on the first day. But still, if it ever wears down, heck, who knows, maybe after 10,000 kilometers or after 15,000 or 20,000 kilometers, you can simply exchange this pivot for a new one. And with that, you have a super long life in these trucks. And that's so cool. Let's talk about the axles. What we have here is an M8 axle. These axles are made for metric bearings, so bearings that are 8mm inside diameter. Usually you have an inch-sized axle here, and you will have an inch nut. But an inch-sized axle with an inch-sized nut makes the axle a little bit thinner. And this creates more tolerances on the bearings. So what you usually have is that bearings can move sideways more. They can wobble back and forth. And with this axle design, which is a little bit thicker than the normal axles, these tolerances again are kept minimal. So you have a more precise feeling on this axle than on many other trucks. So that's also why we have to use the M8 axle, because the axle is a little bit thicker. Let's talk about the width. It's 132mm to 152mm. So for those who prefer wider trucks, you have the 152mm option. And for those who prefer narrower trucks, you have the 132mm option and any option in between. Let's take a look at the base plate. So first of all, the kingpin is awesome. This is, by the way, still the first kingpin. We also have Kenton, who skated over 3,000 kilometers on the same kingpin, and he's trying to break it, but let's see if it will happen, I don't know. But it's looking really good. The idea was to make sure that kingpins are less prone to break. And we did that by using these distance spacers. Let's talk about the base plate. We have 8 holes. This base plate will fit on any normal brackets you have, on a carbon drop, on a glass drop, on the fork, on the DDR, on a S fork, on a normal longboard. The outer holes are old school and inside new school. So what this allows you to do is you can do a little bit of an adjustment of wheelbase. You can move the truck one hole further inwards or one hole further outwards. And now, one more thing for the real pumpers out there. Tailor the rebound from low to high in one and the same truck through MK distance spacers. You can adjust this rebound by 3 options we currently offer. Option 1. Using thick MK distance spacers inside your truck. With this, you get more rebound while pumping. Also, you get rebound earlier while pumping. So you don't have to steer super deep to get rebound out of your truck. Additionally, what is really awesome is that you don't have to recess your bushing. So you get more performance out of your bushing. And with all of this, you can pump fast and effortless with this setting. You get more energy and speed out of this truck while pumping. Also, more energy is transmitted into the forward movement while pumping. As a result, the truck supports your pumping rhythm. This setting performs best with narrow, higher paced pumps, the so-called wiggle pumps. Or you can pump super fast with deep power pumps. As a conclusion, this setting works best for fast skates and races. Option 2. Using no distance spacer inside this truck. This sets this truck up like a normal RKP truck. With this you get less rebound while pumping, you get rebound later while pumping, and your bushing will need a recess because it sits directly against the spherical, so you have less performance out of your bushing. Because of all of this, this setting doesn't pump as fast and as effortless. You have to actively keep the rhythm of pumping yourself. So you have to actively steer back and forth because the low rebound of the truck won't support you with this. Generally, this setting might feel a little bit more fun and livelier. In conclusion, this setting performs best with deeper carvy pumps. Option 3. Using thin MK distance spacers. This is basically a mix out of both worlds. You will get medium rebound, you will get rebound a little earlier, and you have the big benefit that you don't have to recess your bushing. The great thing is that you can adjust the rebound yourself inside this MK truck. This truck will include 2 pairs of distance spacers, allowing you to adjust the rebound to 3 settings. High rebound with the 4mm distance spacer, medium rebound with the 2mm distance spacer, and low rebound with no distance spacer. Personally and as a team, we can totally recommend this 4mm distance spacer option. But try it out yourself. So why do MK distance spacers work? MK distance spacers increase the distance from the bushing to the rotational center. The further away the bushing is to the rotational center, the more the bushing gets compressed by the hanger while rotating. This means that more bushing compression by the same depth of rotation gives you more rebound. Why not just use harder bushings or tighten the nut more? The classical way to increase rebound is to use harder bushings or to tighten the nut more. However, bushings can't compress as much and as easily. This means pumping takes more effort and tight turns are more difficult to do. With MK trucks you get higher rebound, and compared to the classical way, pumping takes less extra effort. Also, you can still make tight turns. Furthermore, MK trucks reduce the risk of kingpin failure. In conventional trucks, the kingpin usually fails because while deep pumping, the outer spherical ring is hitting the kingpin over and over again. This creates over time a notch on the kingpin, the reason why and where it will fail. With the thick MK distance spacers, you won't pump as deep as with conventional trucks, due to the higher rebound and the earlier rebound. This prevents the outer ring of the spherical from hitting the kingpin, and it will make kingpins less prone for kingpin failure. This has also been shown in testing. To check the durability of the kingpins, both Kent and I are still skating on the first kingpin. Each of us has above 2,500 to 3,500 kilometers skated on the same kingpin. This is way above the kilometers a kingpin usually lasts. Yeah, let's build the truck back together. That's good. Not. So, that's it. That's the Melonenkacke truck. We're still searching for a name. I'm only coming up with stupid names, so currently in my head it's Melonenkacke shit, super high innovation truck. But maybe you have a more proper name or a better name, and feel free to leave that in the comments. And stay tuned for the next video. Melonenkacke over and out. Bye.